All right, folks. Of course, the U.S. Soccer team lost in the World Cup competition yesterday in extra time. I don't even know what they call it. I guess it's not overtime. It's extra session. Whatever. Everything is so proper and polite when it comes to football. Anyway, Mediaite had a great story saying, what does Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and Ann Coulter have in common? And it might be the fact that they don't like World Cup soccer too much. Let's put up some of what Kareem Abdul-Jabbar wrote about soccer, and I will read it to you once we see it on the screen. There it is. Is there something fundamentally different about watching soccer that turns people away by the millions? Apparently so. For one thing, there's a lot of movement but not much action. American audiences see people kicking the ball to a teammate only to have it intercepted by the other team. A lot, he says. To the average American used to the hustle of basketball, the clash of titans in football, the suspense of the curveball in baseball, or the thrilling crack of the slap shot in hockey, the endless meandering back and forth across the soccer field looks less like strategy and more like random luck. It lacks drama. Of course, that's not at all true, but that is certainly the perception. And we put up the next bite here, and we'll see that Kareem Abdul-Jabbar went on to pontificate through the written word, and we'll get that up and we'll read it to you, and we will do that momentarily. Here it is. We are a country of pioneers, explorers, and contrarians who only need someone to say it can't be done for us to prove otherwise. As a result, we like to see extraordinary effort rewarded. The low scoring in soccer frustrates this American impulse. We also celebrate rugged individualism, the democratic ideal that anybody from any background can become a sports hero. We like to see heroes rise, or as Al Gore would say, rise, buoyed by their teammates, but still expressing their own supreme individual skills. Certainly, soccer has its celebrated stars from Pele to Beckham, but those skills seem muted on TV, where we're often looking at small figures on a large field, and therefore these feats appear less impressive than they really are. In football, basketball, baseball, and hockey, team effort is rewarded with points and individual greatness, as is instant and immediate as a one-handed snag football pass or a three-pointer from the corner, stealing home base, or a snapshot puck into the goal, maybe slap shot, snapshot, whatever. So anyway, you get the drift here. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, not a big fan of soccer, at least on television. Look, it's exciting when the country's involved. The U.S. is involved. Okay, it's not like we had a good team. We had a very average or below average team. They lost 1-0 to Germany and advanced to the final 16. Then they lost 2-1 yesterday, and everybody say, oh, now soccer's alive in America. Whoa, this is going to do it. I don't think so, to be perfectly honest with you. It's not like we had a great run. All right, we'll be back with more of the Steve Malzberg Show. Dinesh D'Souza joins us, but first, Dr. Chauncey Crandall with some tips for lowering your blood pressure.
Hello, I'm back this week with this very important question. Is your doctor taking your blood pressure correctly? You may assume so, but a new study shows you may be wrong. According to this new research, doctors often cut corners when taking blood pressure and record readings that may be much too high. This is important information. First, if your blood pressure reading is wrong, you could be misdiagnosed with high blood pressure and put on powerful drugs for the rest of your life. You could also be denied health insurance, and your job may even be put in jeopardy. This is important information, so pay close attention. Number one, is your doctor using the right size blood pressure cuff? Cuffs come in two different sizes, average and large, but too often only the average size cuff is even used, even on the person with a larger forearm. If the cuff is too tight, the reading will be too high. Number two, is your blood pressure taken in both of your arms? Doctors are taught that this is not mandatory, but it should be. Even a small difference between the two pressure readings can mean you are at great risk of suffering from a stroke or even dying of heart disease. And number three, is your blood pressure taken when you are seated on the examining table with your legs dangling in the air If so, your reading may be 10 points too high. You should be seated in the chair with your feet on the floor and your legs apart and relaxed. Don't cross your legs at either the knees or the ankles. Remember, if your doctor doesn't take your blood pressure the correct way, you could be putting your health at risk. Many of you already have my book, The Simple Heart Cure. So if you do, you can read all about high blood pressure in Chapter 8. That's my health tip for this week. I'll see you next week with another important Heart Health Minute.
Get your copy of Dr. Crandall's best-selling book, The Simple Heart Cure, for just $4.95 with his special offer. Go to www.simpleheartbook.com to get your copy today. That's Simple